Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Welcome to the podcast where we chat, argue, and wax poetic about the movies and shows that we love talking about. All movies have something to say, and we love trying to analyze what they capture. Welcome to the Chatter After. Things might be a little bit different today. Usually on the Chatter After, we take a singular movie, comic, show, and break it down, get in the nitty-gritty of everything that story has to offer. But today, in the spinoff show titled The Chatter After Daily, a new podcast here in your podcast feed and on the YouTube channel, we're going to be talking about all of the upcoming movies, at least the ones that matter to us, in 2023. Joining me in this inaugural episode of The Chatter After Daily are Leo Rydell of Geekly Goods. What's up, Leo?
What's up, man? Thanks for having me on.
Happy to have you here. And of course, AJ from Geek Vibes Nation. What's up, the GOAT?
What's up? I'm happy to be here. Happy to talk movies with you guys.
It's gonna be a blast. AJ, this is the first time you've been on the Chatter After in any capacity, so heck of an introduction, I must say. We've got a lot of movies to talk about. There's a lot that we're hyped for, but I think we need to start going in order, right? We're going to take it from the top. We're going to see what January has in store for us. January 6th, it's a movie called Megan. Now, I know you guys have seen the trailer about this creepy doll that's like breakdancing in this horror movie, and it's disturbing as all get out. You have any thoughts on that trailer and the upcoming film?
Looks all right. I mean, Jason Blum stuff, I'm like, cool. Some of it can be cool. Some of this Blumhouse stuff is just kind of not great. So I like the premise. I like the idea. I watched the trailer. I just didn't really get nothing from it. I'm not a big doll horror fan. I'm not a big fan of the Chucky movies and stuff. So it's probably just not my cup of tea, but I'm hoping horror fans end up enjoying it. I just don't think it'll be fun.
AJ, what about you?
Yeah, this is a big no for me. This just looks super stupid. I'm just gonna go into it, see if it's good. But right now, I have like zero hopes for this. This just looks really, really dumb.
Are you, because Leo said that he's not a big fan of like the Chucky doll horror type of genre. Is that something you're into and this just is not your taste, or you just think the entire concept?
No, I love that genre, like the doll genre of horror stuff. I love slashers, all of that. But this just, this isn't. This doesn't look good at all.
Did you guys see the premiere? And it was like all of those little girls dressed like Megan.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah,
terrifying. I'm gonna put the B-roll so you guys can see it at home. But
that's horrifying.
It is so creepy. Is there any so you guys know we're all accustomed to January being slim pickings. Is there any movies in January that you guys are excited for at all before we move on to February?
What else is coming out? I don't really think there's much coming out.
I went through the list. This was the most interesting one. I'm sorry.
There's like some rinky dink. I think there's some like little rinky dink action movie, and I'm like, I'll probably be there, but it's probably not gonna be great.
I'm interested in Knock at the Cabin. I know a lot of people would love to hate on M. Night Shyamalan, but he has been doing pretty good stuff as of late. So I'm at least interested in seeing this.
I found the movie I was talking about. It's called Plane. It's got Gerard Butler and Mike Coulter. Just already kind of sounds like it's gonna be kind of rough.
Sounds plain.
Sound plain as hell. A Man Called Otto. Anybody?
You know, I love Tom Hanks, but I saw the trailer for that, and it's just no. It
looked rough.
It feels like a January movie.
Yep.
Going to February though, AJ, I'm glad you mentioned Knock at the Cabin. That is a Shyamalan movie starring Dave Bautista and Jonathan Groff. While vacationing at a remote cabin in the woods, a young girl and her parents are taken hostage by armed strangers who demand they make an unthinkable choice to avert the apocalypse. Confused, scared, and with limited access to the outside world, the family must decide what they believe before all is lost. I got this trailer when I saw Glass Onion in the theater. Did you see the trailer at all for this, Leo?
No, I didn't, and I just got to come out right out the gate and say I'm not quite interested because I'm still hurt by M Night from the last Airbender. I know it's been a while. What was that?
Oh my
2010?
gosh.
I know, y'all, but look, I spent
I wore the wrong
$60
shirt.
on merch for that movie. $60 when you're like
$60.
17 is a lot of money. So
Jesus
I'm like,
Christ.
look, man, I returned a lot of stuff that I could because that movie was a travesty. And then what was the last one he just had out? What was that one?
Old,
Old.
I think.
Old. Then like old
I'm
either. I
excited.
was like, this man, I'm getting old watching this movie. It feels so long. So no, I hate to start out so negatively, but yes, I cannot go with this one. It's enough for me.
AJ, did you have any other thoughts on Knock at the Cabin? I know you kind of touched on it briefly.
I understand your grievances with M Night. Okay, I understand, but if you check out Servant on Apple TV, that show is really good. It's really really good. So if you want to check that out, you might be a little excited for this. But yeah, Old was really really stupid. I agree with that. It was not good at all.
I'm still tripping off of the $60 on Last Airbender merch. That is, that's rough, buddy.
Yep,
Leo
I
was
told you I
excited
went
for that
right back to
movie.
Hot Topic and said, here's my receipt. I'm returning all I can return.
Awful, awful. Well, February 10th, we've got Magic Mike's Last Dance. Channing Tatum's back. Are you guys like, AJ? Are you a fan of the Magic Mike franchise at all?
I haven't even seen any of the movies.
So I
I
assume.
actively avoid them. I'm
That's
good.
unfortunate. Leo, what about you? Have you been avoiding Magic Mike?
Honestly, I haven't like purposefully avoided it. I just have had like no interest, so I haven't really got around to it. Is this the third one?
I believe this is 3. The last
I
one
didn't
too.
even
The
think there was a
Last
second one out
Me
yet.
neither. I was just gonna say I didn't even know there was a Magic Mike 2, so news to me.
Y'all are so uncultured. Magic Mike's it's a fun franchise. I'm excited for this. Like it again, being a February release scares me. I love Channing Tatum. I love Selma Hayek, but I don't know. Like
I
whenever
do
movies
love
come out
Salma.
this early, I'm afraid until we get to February 17th. We'll talk about that in a second.
We love
It's fine.
Salma Hayek. We could just
Yeah,
I think
we
all
do.
of us can agree
That.
on that.
Yep.
We stand Selma Hayek. At least we found common ground there.
I mean, why do you think I went to see the Bodyguard sequel? It sure in the heck wasn't for the story.
Yeah, that's fair. Friday, February 17th. I think this is one we were all excited for. We can spend a little more time here. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, Peyton Reed's back in the director's chair. And of course, Kang the Conqueror in Jonathan Majors. Leo, how hyped are you for Ant-Man 3?
On a scale from 1 to 10, I'm an 11, baby. We got Jonathan Majors again in the MCU. First of all, he was in Loki for like all of maybe 15 minutes, and man stole the show easily.
Best character in the entire show.
Best character in the entire show. I agree. Because let me tell you guys, the first half of Loki I thought was pretty boring. So I'm glad that he came in and spiced some stuff
Those
up.
fighting words right there.
Yeah, I know. But man, I love his acting record so far. I liked Last Black Man in San Francisco, Doug Loki, and he was great in Lovecraft Country. So I'm glad to get him in the MCU. Hot take, I really like the Ant-Man movies, especially that second one. I really
Is this
like
a hot
the second.
take? Wait,
like top
what am I
15.
missing?
I thought people didn't like that movie, so I'm like, it's in like my top 15. I really like it, so I'm looking forward to getting back into the Ant-Man franchise and then getting more of the quantum realm. I really liked what we got in the second Ant-Man, so I'm looking forward to being in it even more. I'm not like as beat up about the Cassie Lang recasting, but it is a little unfortunate, I think, but just got to move on. But I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, so I'm really excited personally to like you said dive back into the quantum realm and see them expand that entire universe. We have Bill Murray in the trailer in the quantum realm, and it's like, where is that gonna go? AJ, what are your thoughts, theories on Quantumania?
Yeah, this is probably my third most anticipated movie of the year of 2023. There's a lot to think about over Quantumania. Um, there's a lot of theories running through my mind, but I don't have enough time to deal with all that right now because it'll get confusing, e- especially with the timeline and all that, and different universes, and there's a lot. But Jonathan Major, this is Jonathan Major year right here. You got him in Creed, you got him in this, you got. It's a crazy year for this guy, so I'm happy for him. I'm happy. I actually like the switch up with Cassie Lang. I like Catherine Newton, so that's something. I love the chemistry between Hope and Scott. I'm really excited for this movie.
Before we move on to the next movie, do we think Ant-Man dies?
Definitely Hank Pym, man, for sure. I think he's for sure on the chopping block. I think
Yeah.
the closer we get to release, when I first saw that trailer, I was like, yeah, he did. The closer we get to release, though, the more I'm like, I feel like everybody around him and Cassie die, and they're the new Ant-Man and Wasp.
Oh, so you even think Hope potentially?
Oh yeah, I think Hope is definitely gone.
Yikes! I mean, yikes. my drawback, and this might be weird to say, we haven't had a lot to go off of, but I do question if Marvel wants to kill Ant-Man in the Ant-Man trilogy, or let that wrap up and then have Ant-Man maybe die in an Avengers movie, because all of the MCU trilogies, we haven't had too many of them, but they all feel like a nice conclusion wrap up for that character's arc. Not necessarily the character ends there. So again, we don't have a lot of evidence to back up that theory, but that's just what goes through my mind. AJ, what about you?
Yeah, for me, I don't think he will die, but I do believe Hank will die, and I do believe Janet will die as well. Those two characters, I really do believe they will die and protect Scott. I feel like that's going to happen. There's a lot of ways There's a lot of ways that can happen with this movie. So hopefully he doesn't die because I like this character. So
I do too. I love like every time I get the trailer at the theater, I just love how they're like, "Thank you, Spider-Man," and then he just has that Paul Rudd grin, and he just keeps on walking away.
So good,
so fun. Paul Rudd is such a joy. It's the first like major film of the year, so that's exciting. Following that, though, the next week, February 24th, we have Cocaine Bear, directed by Elizabeth Banks, starring Kerry Russell, Ray Liotta, and O'Shea Jackson Jr. We just got a trailer for this movie. AJ, did you check that out? And if so, what are your thoughts, bro?
I did, and I love it. This just looks really stupid, but at the same time, really, really fun. So I'm all in. I'm all in with this. There's a on Twitter there was like a comparison of who would win, Cocaine Bear and the bear from The Revenant. it's so funny, but yeah, I'm excited for this.
So for the synopsis for you guys at home. After a failed drug smuggling operation, a black bear ingests a large amount of cocaine and goes on a drug-fueled rampage. That is the dumbest premise I've heard in a long time, but Leo, what are your thoughts on this insane film?
Honestly, yes, I'm mad hyped. Like, honestly, it just seems like a boatload of fun. Look, we can say what we want about Elizabeth Banks' direction, all that. I don't think I'm really in it for all that. I just want to have fun. I just want it to be crazy, over the top. It's based on a true story, so it's like, okay, however zany we can make this crazy real story happen, let's make it happen. There's like this TikTok comedian that's in this. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but he's got hilarious videos. Glad to see O'Shea Jackson getting some work because he was great in Straight Outta Compton. But yeah, like I'm not going into this like, oh well, I just want the best writing of the year. I want this to get Oscars hopeful, and no. I'm just trying to have fun, man. So I'm looking.
You just want to see a bear wreck up some crap.
Yes.
Yep. That's exactly it.
I respect it. I'm excited for this movie. I'm expecting total nonsense, but I think it has potential to be a really fun time. Especially, again, we're still in February season, so as much fun as I can get, I'll take it. We're headed to March, and AJ, you mentioned earlier the year that Jonathan Majors is going to have. He could potentially kill Paul Rudd and Michael B. Jordan in in a span of a couple
That's one way of
weeks.
putting it. Yes.
I mean, we all know what happened to Creed's dad, so I mean, it's not out the realm of
Yeah.
possibility.
Yeah.
But yeah, synopsis: still dominating the boxing world, Adonis Creed is thriving in his career and family life. When Damien, a childhood friend and former boxing prodigy, resurfaces after serving time in prison, he's eager to prove that he deserves his shot in the ring. The face-off between former friends is more than just a fight. To settle the score, Adonis must put his future on the line to battle Damien, a fighter with nothing to lose. Leo, hype level. Is this another 11 for you?
Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, Creed, the franchise has been amazing so far. I'm one of the people that likes every Rocky movie that comes out. So again, I'm just looking forward to being entertained. Jonathan Majors is great. He's gonna also be in this Sundance movie called Magazine Dreams about a man who's a bodybuilder who's trying to get deep into the
Jesus
modeling
Christ.
industry and ends up on the brink of like psychotic episodes, I think. But anyway, going back to Creed 3, I'm looking forward to this. I don't know if MVJ is gonna win. I don't know if Donnie. I don't know, man. I'm like, look, if we have a Creed 4 coming, that will be his redemption movie if he gets knocked out in this one. Because I don't know, man. Jonathan Majors' character seemed like he's coming for blood.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm really fascinated to see how they tackle that, right? Because we know Michael B. Jordan is directing this movie, which is also very exciting.
That's right. Yeah.
But is like you said, is Adonis gonna lose and have the epic Rocky style comeback, right? Where Rocky comes back in the next movie and takes down Apollo, or is it just gonna be, yeah, of course, the hero wins at the end? Shocker. AJ, I'm looking at your profile picture, so I have a feeling you're very excited for this movie. But lay it on me. What are your thoughts? How hyped are you?
Yeah, I'm not excited for this. This just looks really, really dumb. Worst movie of the year. I already know it's gonna happen. So
Such a troll.
but yeah. I'm excited for this. I love the duality between the two characters. One has nothing to lose, the other has everything to lose, basically. And I really love that. I just love that duality. And this is Michael B. Jordan's directorial debut, right? Or
I'm pretty sure, yeah. So what a film to start
yeah,
on, right?
this is huge for him right here. But to me, I have all the faith in the world for him. I'm really excited for him. Hope this is a major success for him. Um, but yeah, I'm really excited for this movie.
Yeah. Ryan Coogler is still serving as a producer on this film, along with Sylvester Stallone. So I wonder how much of that is kind of helping MBJ in his directorial debut, right? Seeing those two work and how they tackle the franchise. But yeah, gonna be great. The week after that is another highly anticipated sequel. We have Scream 6, which I would be excited if, Neve Campbell was coming back, but she's not. So Jenna Ortega and Courtney Cox are going to have to carry it on their own. Leo, what are your feelings on Scream 6? Because I feel like I should be more excited than I actually am at this point.
Does really suck not to get Sidney Prescott back. I'll be honest. I think that she was what made the franchise, so it's a little unfortunate that we can't get Neve Campbell back. However, I am like over the moon about this one. I know a couple things that I won't disclose, but I really am looking forward to Scream 6 because I think there's a ton of like theories and Easter eggs to really dig into from that clip that's been released alone. So I think the movie's going to be like full of that, and it's just going to kind of breadcrumb us along to that killer like they usually do very well. And honestly, all 5 Scream movies I've thoroughly enjoyed. With the 3 being the weakest one, in my opinion, I still like it and still really enjoy it. I'm not a horror super fan. I like horror, but I would say if there's a franchise that I am a super fan of in the horror sphere, it's definitely Scream. So I'm major looking forward to it, man. Like, I can't wait. I got some theories too. Like, do we want to guess who the killer is? Because I got some theories.
Go for it.
Man, I think we're going to get somebody from the past. maybe Stu. It's got the Warren mask on the killer's face, and I'm like, the outfit looks old and raggedy. I feel like it might be Stu.
That's a great theory, honestly. Like Stu would, like, it would make some sense, but that would be a deep enough cut to hit me where I'm like, really, no, not Stu. You can't do that to me. You know, AJ. One, are you excited for Scream 6? Two, do you have any theories of your own for this upcoming movie?
One, yes, I am very excited for Scream 6. Two, I rather not think about theories with Scream 6 because I just love to guess while I'm watching a movie instead of before the movie comes out, because
Gotcha.
I feel like it's more fun that way. But yeah, I'm
you don't
really
want to
excited.
put it together too soon, huh?
Yeah, that's exactly it. I'm really excited for this. I did have some issues with especially after watching the 2 Halloween movies that recently came out. I was really worried that they would go too nostalgic based and just go overboard with it. This doesn't seem like that. I really like the way they're heading. I love the teaser they showed us a little while ago.
Yeah.
Everything right now just looks really, really great. So I'm very excited for this.
I'm a little hurt by what happened with Miss Campbell prior to filming of this movie, but putting that aside, it's not like anything I've seen from this suggests that it's gonna be, a terrible experience. So I'm very fascinated to see how it comes together. Week after, March 17th, we've got Shazam, Fury of the Gods, sequel to the first Shazam film, one of the potential final films in the DCEU. So that's going to be interesting until we hear what Mr. James Gunn is cooking up for DC. AJ, I'm tossing this one right back at you. How are you feeling about Shazam 2? We've already got a trailer for it, so that helps.
I'm excited for everybody that's excited for this movie. Me, I was not a big fan of the first Shazam. It was just a little too much for me, a little too kiddish for me. So maybe it can change my mind, but right now everything just seems like it's going back to that direction, and I didn't really care for that. So there's that. I'm hoping that it is successful for the future of the DCU. So that's that. I will be watching this, of course, but right now I'm not that too enthusiastic as I am for the other DCEU movies that's coming out in the future.
That's a valid criticism. Shazam is by and large, it's pretty much everybody's on the same page of it being a fun and entertaining movie. But I do totally understand where some people come from, saying that it's a little too immature for their taste, if that makes sense. But Leo, what are your thoughts on Fury of the Gods? We did get a trailer, so we actually have seen something from this one.
So as an avid Shazam comic reader and a big fan of the first one, I'm very much looking forward to the second one. Honestly, so much so that it's my highest anticipated DC movie of this year. Ooh. And I wish that I could say differently. If maybe Batgirl and Blue Beetle were in that mix, definitely, maybe different. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to Shazam 2. I enjoyed the first one. Isn't Helen Mirren in this one too? I'm looking forward to that. So I'm like, okay, let's bring in another veteran in the industry. I'm looking forward to that. And I mean, I didn't hate Black Adam. I didn't hate The Rock as Black Adam. I thought we were gonna get a tease to a Shazam 3 with both of them taking each other on.
You thought Shazam was gonna be the one walking out the little corner?
No, fam. I thought we were gonna get like Black Adam at the end of this, setting up like a rivalry between the two, but it don't seem like that's definitely not happening. Let's be real here. I think the drama surrounding this movie is a little rough, and I just wish it would come out already. Like, I kind of just like, I'm ready for this. Like, what was it supposed to come out in December? And I think October before that or something.
It ran away from Black Panther and Avatar.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad idea, actually. You know what? Let me take that back, my man. All right, I'm looking forward to it, though, bro. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. The trailer was okay. Like, I don't know, like they're leaning heavy on the humor from the previous film, and I feel like the biggest strength of the first Shazam was the heart, right? Like understanding the character of Billy Batson and seeing him, discover his new family that he's found in that film. So we didn't get really any of that from the trailer we saw. So I'm hoping it doesn't throw all of that heart away to embrace the comedy aspects. But I trust David Sandberg as a director, so I'm confident that this one's going to be fun. March 24th, though, we get John Wick Chapter 4. Keanu's back, Lawrence Fishburne's back. Synopsis says, with the price on his head ever increasing, legendary hitman John Wick takes his fight against the high table global as he seeks out the most powerful players in the underworld, from New York to Paris to Japan to Berlin.
It just sounds sexy right there.
Right?
AJ, lay it on me. John Wick 4.
This is just a wet dream for me, basically. I am a huge action fan, a huge martial arts fan. And this has a whole bunch of great martial arts actors. From Hiroyuki Sanada. You also have Donnie Yen. You have Scott Adkins. This movie is going to be crazy. And just this franchise alone just keeps getting better and better and better. At the same time, creating just a rich world for assassins, for the underworld and all of that. And God, this is just perfect for me. So I'm very excited for this.
This was the first time I read the synopsis. And as I was reading it, I don't know if you noticed, I was getting more and more hyped as I kept going through it because I'm like, this just sounds awesome. It's funny because if you guys go back and listen to our Christmas episode, we did Die Hard on the podcast, and Brandon and I started talking about the similarities between Die Hard and John Wick, and we started just raving about John Wick for like 10 minutes straight. So
completely forgot about Die Hard.
Completely. But I love John Wick. I can't wait for this movie. Leo, what are your thoughts on John Wick?
Oh man, well look, Baba Yaga's a legend, baby. This movie is, or I think this franchise knows what it is. It doesn't try to be anything different. Doesn't try to reinvent the wheel, and no, it really just builds on itself and gives us more glossy, great, well choreographed, over the top action, stylish, that so many movies try to emulate but can't quite copy the same way. Now, I will say I really dug Atomic Blonde, and I think it's, stacks up in there. But the Protege, some of the other kind of John Wickian knockoffs just don't quite touch the pristine look of the action in these movies. And like AJ, I'm a big action, martial arts, sci-fi fan. So I love these movies. I love the John Wick franchise. I love Keanu Reeves. Love a lot of his movies. Speed is on my top action movies of all time. So that tells you a little something. So is The Matrix. So is Point Break. But I like Keanu Reeves a ton. And if you would have told me him and Donnie Yen would be fighting, like if you would have told me this like 10 years ago, I probably would have just like cried tears of joy. So I'm really looking forward to this movie. The action looks so stylish as usual. And looking at the trailer, it kind of looks like there's going to be a little bit more plot exploration this time. I would say in the first 3 films, you kind of just get a lot of John Wick murking people. I think 2 is pretty lore heavy. So it's like maybe the even numbers are a little more lore heavy. It looks like this one might be as well. So really looking forward to this, man. Can't wait.
Yeah. I appreciate the lore bits that we're able to get because we're really just here to see Keanu perform his patented gun fu at this point. Yes. But I appreciate that they are building out this world and even getting a spinoff for this universe too, because the more time we spend in it, the more I've come to love it. So can't wait. I just want to recap. March, Insane, Creed 3, Scream 6, Shazam 2, John Wick 4. Back to back to back to back. Insane. Then we end the month with Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves. That's a Chris Pine movie. I've seen this trailer 1 billion times. Does anybody care about this? Otherwise, we can move on.
Yeah, no,
Awkward, to be
I'm okay.
honest.
Moving on to April. We're still in the beginning of the year. We got a long way to go. We're not sticking around on that. April 7th, Super Mario Brothers. Chris Pratt as Mario, Jack Black as Bowser, Charlie Day as Luigi, Anya Taylor-Joy as Princess Peach. Mario origin story. I love everything we've seen from this movie except for Mario himself. And I don't know if that's gonna kill the movie or not. Leo, like, do you think that's gonna be the downfall of this movie, or will the rest of it make up for it?
I really don't know. To be honest with you, I really have no idea. I think so. There's part of me that honestly, the two trailers that have come along, yes, that was the problem. Is those
Yeah.
Mario's voice? I feel like there's just no enthusiasm. I'm gonna be real. I love Anya Taylor-Joy with all my heart, but I gotta admit this too. I think Princess Peach doesn't sound that great, so I'm just kind of like, ugh, like the two big characters don't sound that great. But Jack Black as Bowser sounds phenomenal. Charlie Day sounds like the right pick for Luigi. So I'm like, okay, once the movie
Even
gets
Seth
going,
Rogen is
am I
Donkey Kong.
really? And we didn't even really get a bite of him, but like even I'm sure he's gonna sound great. I just want to see the movie already. At this point, I'm kind of just like, okay, let me just go ahead and see it, give it its chance while I'm there. Because it may be better than we're thinking. It may not be that bad. We may get 10, 15 minutes in and get used to the voice. I don't know. He just teased us with like this voice that he was doing for Mario, and then the trailer came out, and this man said, Mushroom Kingdom, here we come. And I'm like, that sounds like Star-Lord, bro. Like, it just doesn't sound like he tried to make a voice. So I don't know if it'll ruin the experience because Mushroom Kingdom looks amazing. I mean, Rainbow Road. I mean, all these Mario references look phenomenal, but it has potential to. I'll say that. So I'm still excited because of the look of the world and because I do like Mario, but it could make or break the movie.
Yeah, Keegan Michael Key as Toad is also a really great choice.
That's a good one.
The whole thing with Pratt is, and we were talking about this before we went on air, is that I would even be okay if he just channeled the energy he brought to Emmett in the Lego movie, right? And it's like he just seems lifeless. It's not even that he sounds like Chris Pratt. I've heard Chris Pratt do animated work, and he just sounds so dry in this one. I'm hoping it doesn't tank the movie. But AJ, what are your thoughts on Chris Pratt? How the movie looks? Are you interested at all?
Yeah, I'm really excited for this. I love the way this movie looks. The animation looks crisp. It looks smooth. I love it. I'm with you guys. Not that big on Chris Pratt as Mario, but at the same time, I'm not gonna make it that big of a deal with it because I love everything else about this movie. So I'm optimistic about this. I'm really can't wait to watch this. So yeah,
hopefully it turns out good. We've got a decent streak going. I assume The Last of Us is going to be good. Sonic was good. Uncharted was okay. So I feel like we're in an okay spot for video game adaptations. Yeah. I hope this keeps it going. April 14th, we have Renfield, which is a Nicolas Cage and Nicholas Hoult movie where Cage is playing Dracula and Nicholas Hoult is playing Renfield, Dracula's henchman who wonders what life would be like if he didn't have to serve his dark master. This just sounds hilarious. Like, I'm just here to see Nicolas Cage be Dracula. That's really all I care about. AJ, you have any thoughts on Cage, Hoult, the Nicolais?
This is actually my first time hearing about this, so I really have no thoughts about this movie. I'm going to say the hot take of the day. I'm not that big of a fan of Nicolas Cage, so there's that. But I do love Nicholas Hoult, so that evens out.
No, it doesn't. But nice try.
I told you I had to bring a hot take at least once every podcast. Okay, I have to. But it is what it is. I'm definitely gonna watch this, but right now I really don't have any opinions on it, so I'll just stay in the middle. I'm not excited, but at the same time, I'm still gonna watch it. So there's that.
So, Leo, even though AJ doesn't understand that Nicolas Cage has the burden to bear the unbearable weight of massive talent. Something that us mere mortals can't comprehend. What are your thoughts on this Dracula movie?
So I actually loved The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. I thought that was a hilarious film beginning to end. Love Pedro, love Nicolas Cage. Sounds like a Nicolas Cage movie. Sounds like he could just be goofy, he could stretch his legs, he could be him. And like these roles that he's been getting recently, and honestly, for most of his career, I've enjoyed. I love every little Nicolas Cage movie. Like he just seems so himself in most of his roles. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, this should be a fun one. Moving on to May. It's gonna be May, right? May 5th, Guardians 3, James Gunn's swan song, last ride in the Marvel Cinematic Universe for a very long time at least. We've got the Guardians coming back, we've got Gamora back, we've got Adam Warlock in this movie. We don't have hardly any plot details, but I'm hyped. Leo, what are your thoughts on the final Guardians of the Galaxy?
Look, baby, I'm hype. I'm hype, okay? I'm wondering though, I'm like prepared to bring the tissues. I'm like, who's gonna pass away, man? Because it's like, okay, you got people over here saying it's Rocket, you got speculation saying it's Drax, you got speculation saying it's the whole team, it's Quill. I don't want to lose nobody, bro. Can we all just sail off into the sunset and be happy and everybody hold hands and go their separate ways? Like, why we got to do this, man? I feel like it's gonna be Toy Story 3, but actually, Toy Story 3, the toys die. Like, I don't know
They
if I want to
actually
go
went to
that
the
way.
Inferno.
Yeah, like they actually melted in that damn Inferno, man. But like, I don't know. I hope we don't have like too many deaths. Like I hope some people can make it out of this alive. But I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to Gamora and Star-Lord's like new dynamic. I'm like wondering where they're gonna go with that and how they're going to really manifest what happened after Endgame. Like I'm curious to see what happens there. And we haven't been able to really catch up on the Guardians besides the holiday special, which was a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm really looking forward to that soundtrack as well because I know it's about to be slapping. Okay, can't wait.
Yeah. I'm excited for Volume 3's soundtrack. Awesome mix. But yeah, I'm glad you mentioned Star Lord and Gamora, and that's why I think this sucks. This just straight up sucks. This might be the final Guardians movie because we completely changed the team dynamic, and we don't get to see them build back to being the Guardians that we know. I feel like this would be the perfect time to have a Guardians 4 after this movie to kind of reintegrate Gamora back into the team in a way. But alas, that's not what's going to happen. I'm scared too. I don't know who's going to make it out. I agree that riding into the sunset would be ideal. I feel like the problem though is that this is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. If the Guardians existed in their own franchise, we can do that. But now we would always have the question of Kang is here, why aren't the Guardians? Galactus is here, why aren't the Guardians? And it's like you can't have the cowboy walking right into the sunset because the world keeps existing past their franchise. But AJ, thoughts, theories, hype level, Guardians 3.
My hype level is 1200 out of 10.
Jeez.
1200 out of 10. But we do have a synopsis if you want me to read it or not.
I couldn't find it, but yeah, go ahead. Lay it on us.
So it says, in Marvel Studios' Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, our beloved band of misfits are looking a bit different these days. Peter Quill, still reeling from the loss of Gamora, must rally his team around him to defend the universe along with protecting one of their own. A mission that, if not completed successfully, could quite possibly lead to the end of the Guardians as we know them.
Who are they protecting? Warlock?
That's the question that we're going to have to find out. Yeah.
Secret spoilers, probably.
Somebody gonna run out with a spoiler on Twitter, man. They're just gonna run out in the field with that spoiler, man.
I'm surprised they haven't done that yet because this has been out since July. The synopsis.
Yeah.
That's
wild.
But yeah, I'm really excited for this. This is definitely something huge for James Gunn. I'm a huge fan of both the first two Guardians of the Galaxy movies. So this right here is definitely up my alley, just like any other Marvel movie. So why am I just saying that? So yeah, I really love this. I'm happy Gamora is back, even though it's not the same Gamora. I can't wait to see everybody back together. even though we did just get that Christmas special, which was amazing. I really can't wait to see their next adventure. Hopefully, I know you guys are saying that we're not going to get another Guardians movie, but hopefully we do. It'll just be a different team. Um, but it could happen. It could happen. So there's that.
It could. I don't know if I want that, honestly.
You never know. You never know. You never know.
The week, a couple weeks after at least, we have the 19th. We've got another sequel. We're in major sequel territory. We've got Fast 10 or Fast X. This is part 1 of 2. So we got Vin Diesel. We got Jason Momoa apparently is in this movie, which was news to me. Who has not been a part of the Fast franchise at this point? I swear. I know a lot of people didn't care for Fast and Furious 9, but are either of you excited for this one, or are you kind of burned out?
Absolutely. I love the Fast franchise. I know that the movies are pretty bad, and I'm very aware that there's a few gold nuggets in there, like the first one, the fifth one, 6. There's a few 7. 5 to 7 was actually a good little span, and then they probably should have ended. But at this point, I'm like, drag it out to 20. Let's just go to other universes, crossover with MCU. Might as well crossover. We might as well get some dinosaurs in this, man. Like
Transformers, man. Transformers.
Yeah, right? Like I'm like, Dom might as well be riding in Optimus. Like at this point, like we might as well just get that. Like let's just cross over. Let's make it as big and crazy as possible. Because as stupid as it's gotten, and it keeps going, we might as well just get dumber and dumber every movie. And Fast 9, I did not like, I will admit. But what I can at least applaud them on is at least they reference how dumb it's getting to this point, and they reference like them surviving this whole time, and like it's just fun that it like played on itself a little bit. So like I'm looking forward to 10. I'm curious to see what Momoa's character is doing. Brie Larson, I'm sure she's Brian O'Connor's sister. Like I think
has to be, right?
Pretty much. Yeah, I mean, it just kind of seems like they're just gonna bring him back in some capacity, and that would be the way to do it. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man.
So I have notoriously never watched any of these. So
not one.
I watched some of Fast 5 because everybody kept saying start with Fast 5. And I start with Fast 5, and I'm like, I should have started with this movie. I have no idea what's going on, so I stopped halfway through. So it's like I need to go 1 through 10 this summer, maybe. That would be a fun watch. But we'll see. AJ, what are your thoughts on Fast 10 or Fast X, whatever we're calling this one?
I'm super excited for this. I don't care what anybody says. I loved Fast 9. I loved it. The only one I didn't like was Tokyo Drift, but every other Fast and Furious movie I loved.
What?
There's another hot take. There's another hot take for you guys. You're welcome.
But Tokyo Drift is the actual driving movie. Like out of all these movies, I'm like, that's the one where we're actually driving and racing.
And that's not the point of the Fast franchise anymore. As we know, after 5, it was just a pure action movie with cars. The driving isn't important.
Fair. Yeah, I mean, that's all it is now. You know what? Hobbs and Shaw was good too.
Oh, Hobbs and Shaw was amazing. It's just a pure, mindless blockbuster film. And I'm all in for it. Okay, I'm all in for it. So yes, I'm super excited for Fast X.
Okay, I'm still tripping off of you not liking Shazam, but you're just like, I'm eating this Fast and Furious up, bro.
Family all day, every day.
I mean, to be fair with AJ, like the DCEU started off in a different tone, and then it was like Shazam, and it was like, oh, psych.
Very true. Very true. May 26th, we've got The Little Mermaid. Lin-Manuel Miranda's doing the music. Halle Bailey's Ariel. Melissa McCarthy is Ursula, which I feel like a lot of people forget. That's the casting that I'm like, that's going to be interesting to see. I'm excited to see Daveed Diggs as Sebastian. I'm excited to see how Lin reinterprets the music. The rest of it, I don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling about Little Mermaid.
I'm excited, but at the same time, I'm not excited. I'm excited for the Ariel casting, Halle Bailey.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of Melissa McCarthy. I find her very, very, very annoying. And basically every role she does. So that's just a bad casting for me. I'm not really excited for that. But overall, I've been enjoying the live action Disney movies. I love Cinderella.
That's another hot take.
Is it though? I don't think that's
Enjoying
hot,
the live
bro.
action Disney movies? That is a hot take at this point.
Piping hot.
I guess I'm just filled with hot takes today. But yeah, I'm excited for this.
We're gonna have to dub this episode "Hot Ones."
For real.
You made a face when I mentioned Ursula's actress. What are you thinking here with Little Mermaid?
Melissa McCarthy, what was that superhero movie she was in? Thunder Force, y'all.
That was terrible. That was
so
god
bad.
awful.
Like I was
I
like,
forgot that existed.
it's like, can y'all at least like make it so bad that it's good? Like, no, it was just like horrible. Honestly, I say that about a lot of Melissa McCarthy movies. She's like Amy Schumer to me. I'm just not a big fan, honestly. I've seen that casting and I was like, well, okay, maybe this is something she could do well in, maybe. But Lin-Manuel Miranda gives me faith. Halle Bailey, like the singing clip that we've got was phenomenal.
Yeah, she could.
So I mean, I thought her vocals were absolutely outstanding. I thought she looked like Ariel. She felt like Ariel. I was like, okay, this looks good. This looks good. But guess what else I said that about, y'all? The Lion King. And I ain't gone back to that since. Never gonna go back to it again in my life. They've really messed up my favorite movie of all time. So yes, I am really scathingly mad at Disney for that one. So I always, no matter what live action Disney movie comes out, I'm always gonna be a little on edge because of the Lion King thing. But Cruella was good. Let's see, Beauty and the Beast was really good.
You ain't like Jungle Book?
Yeah, I like Jungle Book as well. But I did not like The Lion King. That was
That's
absolute error. Dumbo, terrible.
I ain't
Aladdin is okay.
I liked Aladdin.
I liked it, but like I didn't love it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I guess I'm middle of the road on most of these, but yeah, no. I excited, but very, very, very cautiously optimistic about this.
What I'm hoping the Little Mermaid does is be like what Cinderella was, right? I love the Cinderella remake because it doesn't decide to be the classic Cinderella story. It takes the lore of the character and reinterprets it in its own way. And I think that's the best way to go about it. The Lion King's problem was that it was like, we're going to tell you the story of the Lion King, but with real lions who can't emote like animated lions. So you don't feel any connection to them whatsoever. And it's like that wasn't the way to go. With Melissa McCarthy, though, I feel like I have seen her act well a couple of times. I just feel like she's really bad at picking roles. So I'm hoping that this movie gets you guys to appreciate her a little bit more.
But was she in that movie Spy with Jason Statham?
Yeah.
I really liked that movie, but not because of her. It was because of Jason Statham.
Yeah,
thanks for making that clear.
What was that? Happy Time Murders. Funny enough, that was a pretty awful movie, but she was okay in that.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that, like, we know the story of the Little Mermaid. We don't have a synopsis, but I can just tell you, Ariel loses her voice to Ursula, and she's got to win the heart of whatever his face is on land, and she can't talk for 90% of the movie. So I'm pretty sure they had to rewrite this movie anyway, so we could take advantage of Halle's wonderful singing voice, because Ariel does not have very many songs in the original Little Mermaid.
Oh man, we adding songs. Okay, see, that's gonna drop my anticipation.
We're adding songs written by Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Oh,
have a little faith.
You're right.
Like,
Dial it back, Leo. You're right.
I changed my mind.
Encanto was good. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt.
Oh man, I love Encanto so much that I think in terms of like the new Disney, it's like top 3.
Ooh.
Easily.
Like the
new
Disney. Yeah. Post Renaissance.
I was like all together. I was like, oh, that's a.
Ooh,
that'd be the hottest take of the night.
Yeah, for real.
Made it to the end of the video. That is amazing. We appreciate it so much. This is the very first episode of the Chatter After Daily. If you enjoyed what you saw here, make sure you give us a like and subscribe here on YouTube, or give us a rating and a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify if you're listening in the podcast feed. Things are running a bit long in this episode. If you didn't notice, we just got through the end of May, and we're already about 50 minutes into this episode, so we're just cutting it in half, making it a little bit easier for you guys to digest. This was a natural stopping point for this conversation. We're going to pick right back up in June, talking Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Oh, that's a fun conversation. A lot of great movies that we're going to be talking about in the second half of this episode. That's already in your podcast feed. That's already on the YouTube channel. Link to that is in the description of this episode. Thanks to Leo for joining today. You can follow him at Geekly Goods across just about every social media platform, especially YouTube. Shout out to AJ as well at KNerd89 on Twitter, so you can contact him there. Also check out his work for Geek Vibes Nation. Fantastic job over there. If you guys enjoyed this episode and you listened this long, again, thank you. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And we'll see you guys in the second half, episode 2, right now. Have it awesome. Keep watching movies and stay flaming. Peace.